Good morning, F Squad. Welcome to F Squad here, where we focus on being over 40, fit, fine, and fabulous. It's fantastic to see you again. It's a beautiful Saturday morning, and I'm doing my usual long walk. So, let's get into this. I'm excited. It's Saturday. Slept a little longer. Still need some more sleep. But I have to do some errands later today. Actually, I have to get, I think, some car thing. Insurance, no, not insurance, the inspection, yeah. I gotta do the inspection or something to that effect. Done. It's due at the end of the month, though they did say they extended, the expiration dates because of COVID, but garages and places like that offer the service are deemed essential, so they're still open. So I'll go after my walk and see if I can get that done, because weekend is the only time I can get it done, and they might just decide to lift the extension when it's inconvenient for me. So if I can get it done, I try and get it done. I'm not gonna leave it to fate or whenever things, I just try to get it done. But what I will do is go and get me some antibiotic or germ killing wipes and have to wipe my car down, when they're done with it. Just, hey, no offense to anyone, but I'm trying to catch the Rona. So, gotta do that. And then, gotta start thinking of back to school, because, when you have she's still a 2-year-old, but 2-year-olds grow out of stuff so fast, right? So you gotta get new uniforms. Yeah, I know they wear uniforms, but hold up. So just gotta get stuff that's bigger, because by the time it's September, she's going to be bigger, and all through the year. So already her pants are a little too short for her, and I've been trying to get her to wear her stuff, her pretty stuff, even though there's nowhere to go, because if we wait till Rona's over, everything will be too small, and it would just have been a waste of money. So anyhow, enough of that. Checking in, doing my usual long walk. It's a nice cool day. A little cloudy, but it's not raining. It's not too hot, so I'll take it. Looks like it will rain, but the forecast doesn't indicate rain. So just trying to stay in the game, stay walking. And this is the thing about staying focused. There's periods where it's just not gonna be fun, or that motivation that you had in the beginning is just gonna be just about done. And things come up, people are gonna want you to go places, or you're gonna want to do stuff that might infringe upon your designated walk time, unless it's super important, has to do with your livelihood. Either we adjust whatever plans to fit my walk, or I'm simply not going. If it's in the morning, if it's early in the morning, I'm going to do my walk. If I have to get there later, I'll get there later. If that's a problem, then I just can't go, because walking, particularly my long walks, I'd have to be going out of town early in the morning, flying or doing some such thing, or having to go to work to not do them, you know. Reminds me of Goggins. I mean, he's insane though. I love him though. I love crazy people. He's insane with his work ethic and what he's been able to achieve, or how far he's been able to push his body, because he has really pushed it to the tethers near extinction of his own body. But it just shows you that, and he mentions this, that we are really governed by our limitations, the governor within each of us. Now, the analogy that he uses is that of a car and the speedometer. When you buy a car, even though it, you know, they tell you what speed it can do, it has an internal governor that regulates how fast it can go, even though it can go faster, but how fast it can go within the safety requirements. So, to relate it to humans, depending on, you know, because we all have experiences or traumas that kind of skew the way we look at life. So we're all looking at it through tinted lenses. And depending on what you believe you can or cannot do, your choices or your outcomes are governed by those beliefs. The problem with that is sometimes these are unconscious beliefs, deep-seated beliefs that probably were inculcated into you when you were much younger and open and couldn't, well, those are actually the problematic ones. I couldn't really decipher right or wrong. You know, things like belief about money, you know, self-worth and things like that. If you grow up in an environment that's always putting you down, for example, or an environment where, you know, money is tough or money is taboo, or an environment where what can we do is, you know, the kind of theme like, oh no, we can't do anything, just victimization of victimhood rather, where you're always a victim. Your choices in life or your progress in life is kind of governed by those beliefs, and you keep wondering why am I not progressing like person A or person B? Sometimes it's good to, like I always say, stop and kind of be self-aware and trying to figure out why. Sometimes get professional help and try and figure out what are your core beliefs, your unconscious underlying beliefs, you know. And, you know, some of them could be helpful, a lot of them are not, and try and reorganize your belief system, you know. Switch, revamp, get it to do what you need it to do, because though we may learn a lot of stuff consciously, the conscious brain is no match to the unconscious brain, because the unconscious brain is a bad baby. The unconscious brain actually runs shit. The conscious brain thinks she runs the game, but the unconscious brain runs stuff because, firstly, the conscious brain can only hold but a finite amount of things at any given moment that it can focus on. And two, if it had to focus on, okay, do I put one foot in front of the other every time I'm walking? Oh, I gotta breathe. Oh, wait, my heart's gotta keep pumping. Oh, all these things, but they're run by the unconscious brain, unconscious mind. Everything is like on autopilot. And if you do something long enough, are able to penetrate the unconscious brain, which is why I think they allude to 10,000 hours to be a master at something, because if you do something for 10,000 hours, the unconscious brain finally gets the message like, okay, I got it. don't worry about it. Once the unconscious brain gets it, boo, it's easy sailing from then. Because for the conscious brain, it's a lot of freaking work. Seriously, that's why I always talk about just get up, keep doing it. You gotta get it in there. Once the unconscious brain picks up that, okay, this is what we're doing. Oh, all right now. Before you know it, it becomes like breathing. You don't have to think about it unless, you have an ailment or the Rona's got you or something. Then it becomes a struggle. But otherwise, breathing, walking, basic things, by actually having a condition, you don't have to think about. I digress. But it's just, we gotta keep that in mind, that our conscious, the governors, we came from governors all the way to, anyhow, we're usually unaware of what we can do, how great the things we can do because of the governors, the limitations that we put upon ourselves. And that's the hardest thing to deal with, because yes, a lot of us, we read all this stuff, and this is sometimes why I read things over and over again or listen over and over again, because the conscious got it, aha moment, but I need the unconscious to get it. I need to get into a point where I don't have to think about it. It just is part of my ethos, It takes work. So even with staying fit, walking, it's not easy sailing, because remember, I wake up and weigh myself every time, after my walks. It's just a habit. But you gotta give it time. But time without actions, you still be in the same position. So you gotta walk every day, or do what it is that you decided to do consistently, so that you can actually move forward in the direction that you want to go. Because it's like, even in relationship, you can be in relationship with someone for 10 years, hypothetically, and barely know them, because in that 10 years, maybe it's a long distance. Maybe you talk once a week, or, a couple of times, you see each other on vacation. Maybe, even if you are technically, say, married, but you don't actually spend quality time together, you don't get to know each other. People who have been in relation for a lot less time, maybe a year, but spend a lot of time and interact with each other, probably know each other more than the people who've technically been together longer based on time, but based on quality time and engagement, really, they don't know each other as much. So you get out of things what you put in it. Just because you say you've been walking for 3 months, but what you really mean is you've been walking once a week for 3 months, versus someone who's been walking the same amount of time, but every freaking day, you're not going to have the same results at the end of the day. You could be doing other things too, because you want a compounded effect, but you really have to put in the work. And the hardest times is when it just gets a little boring. For being 100, it can get boring. So you make it interesting. You listen to books, you can listen to a podcast, you can just have some me time. It is really kind of my me time. That's why whatever's going on, if it's going on early in the morning, especially if it's optional on a weekend, I can't make it until I've done my walk. And the goodness is, though, today it's kind of like a later walk. But the goodness is, I do my walks normally in the morning, and usually people on the weekend are not up at the crack of dawn most of the time. So you're not really going to be that late, or it's not going to be such a big deal. You can still do your walk early enough and still be on time for whatever it is that you need to get done. So there are advantages in getting your day started early. Not always fun, and the winter is going to be interesting. But I know I can do it because I know when I was training for the marathon, come rain or shine, snow or sleet, I was running. You best believe I was running. So it's all about preparation. I guess I think I need a spare set of sneakers, walking sneakers, and make sure you get the right kind, because if you're going to walk that much, don't get the pretty looking ones, but get the running specific sneakers, not just because they're pretty, but they're not made for walking. They will jack up your feet, trust me. They will so jack up your feet. They gotta be for walking. And make sure, well, I guess maybe a little like running, but if you're going to be running long distance, you want to make sure your sneakers are at least about half an inch to an inch bigger, because you will lose a toenail or two because of the constant pounding. There's no pounding in walking, so you might get away with just a half inch or so. Anyhow, been here a while. It's our Saturday morning walk. Thank you once again for stopping by F Squad, the Bougie Chronicles, where we focus on being over 40, fit, fine, and fabulous. Please do press that subscribe button, like, and come back again. Stay with me on this journey. See how far we get with some serious walking. All right, you take care. Enjoy the rest of the day. Ta-da. Deuces.